Hello guys, welcome back to the video. Today we are reacting to 101 Facts About the Philippines by... Who made this? 101 Facts, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So, you guys know I'm Filipino, so I'm gonna say if these facts, if I think these facts are true or false. Alright? I should know.
Greetings, motherfuckers. My name is
this.
Sam, and today I'm not going to be telling you anything as I'm away on a hashtag vacay. Amsterdam, actually, since you asked, but more like Samsterdam, am I right? Or Amsterdam, or Samster Sam. Sorry, off topic here. The point is, I'm not here, but my good pals Chris, Leaf, and Jacob will be giving you the lowdown about the fabulous cluster of tropical islands known collectively as the Philippines. Yes, the nation known around the world for its stunning beaches, fabulous wildlife, and near ubiquitous nurses. But why should you be very careful before getting married in the Philippines? Why do the people of Manila despise Claire Danes?
I don't know who that is, honestly, so... I don't know.
And will this video go ultra viral and inspire an all expenses trip funded by the Philippine Department of Tourism? Let's hope so. 2 out of 3 of those questions are going to be answered. So, crank up that volume, surround yourself with a varied selection of snacks, and prepare yourself for a non-stop Filipino extravaganza. This is 101 Facts About the Philippines.
Alright.
Take it away, boys.
Number 1. The Philippines, known officially as the Republic of the Philippines, is a unitary sovereign country in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Boom! Fact 1. Knocked right out of the park. We are off to a phenomenal start, guys. We should be proud of ourselves.
I mean, that was
Number 2.
True.
Situated in the Western Pacific Ocean, the Philippines is surrounded by the South China Sea on the west, the Philippine Sea on the east, and the Celebes Sea on the southwest.
Yes.
As such, the Philippines shares maritime borders, meaning borders over water, with China and Taiwan to the north, Vietnam to the west, Palau to the east, and Malaysia and Indonesia to the south. Number 3.
Okay, that's very good.
According to the National Mapping and Resource Information Authority, the Philippines consists of 7,641 islands.
I mean, it's 7,000 something. It's not really very consistent of the number of islands in the Philippines. I mean, it's been 1 year, almost 2 years, so it has changed. All right, there's no way it hasn't. So it's true, maybe true in that time, but false right now, because that's definitely not true right now.
Which frankly is a large amount of islands. Interestingly, only 2,000 of them are inhabited and nearly 5,000 are still entirely unnamed. Sounds awful.
Yeah, just a lot of islands we don't use. We just don't use it, you know? A lot of islands just appear like, well, you're an island. We occupy you now. I don't know what to do with you. So, yeah. 2,000 only inhabited, that's not right.
Wanted. Time for an adventure. Right, Jacob?
Sure.
Number 4. I want to eat it. The nation's numerous islands are broadly categorized into 3 main geopolitical divisions. Luzon in the north, Mindanao in the south, and Visayas nestled between them in the middle. How cozy. These 3 areas are further divided into 17 regions, 81 provinces.
81? Oh, it's 74. It says on Congress it's 74 provinces. I gotta fact check that. 17 regions. I'm pretty sure that's true. Yes, that is true.
145.
I don't know. I don't know how many cities there are. 145 seems a lot for the Philippines, but I don't know.
Cities, 1,489 municipalities,
I also don't know.
and 42,036 barangays.
Barangays, and not barangays. Alright? There's no like A. Right? It's barangays. Alright? Just learn how to pronounce it.
The native Filipino term for a village. Number 5. The Philippines has a total land area of 343,448 square kilometers.
Alright.
That's a little smaller than the US state of New Mexico.
A little smaller than New Mexico. I mean, the US is pretty big, so it's we don't got a lot of land area, alright? So a little bit smaller than New Mexico, I'm pretty sure. That's not surprising at all.
Out to all New Mexico fans and old Mexico fans. We did a video about you, not New Mexico, old Mexico. But we love you all.
Number 6. As the Philippines is located both on the Pacific Ring of Fire and fairly close to the equator, the country is highly prone to powerful earthquakes and typhoons. On the other significantly
That's very, very true.
less
Very
scary hand, the position of the Philippines also grants it abundant natural resources and staggering biodiversity.
Yeah.
In fact,
Alright.
number 7. The Philippines is one of only a handful of mega biodiverse countries in the world, owing to its fabulously extensive range of flora and fauna, including numerous endemic species, which are
is true.
organisms found nowhere else on Earth. Such species include more than 170 different types of birds and 100 types of mammals. Number 8. In prehistoric times, the archipelago's earliest inhabitants were likely the Negritos, which refers to a range of populations inhabiting various isolated areas of South and Southeast Asia. The term Negrito isn't particularly politically correct by today's standards, as it is a
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of controversy about that.
Spanish word that essentially just means little black person, referring to the group's relatively short stature and superficially African features of dark skin and tightly curled hair.
Alright.
Number 9. The Negritos were followed by successive waves of people from various other areas, such as Indonesians, Malay, Chinese, and Austronesians. Even the faraway Arabs eventually got around to visiting the islands that would
Yeah. A lot of people were visiting us and trading with us. That's why we got a lot of resources, you know?
later become the Philippines. Number 10. In 1521, an explorer by the name of Ferdinand Magellan
I mean, this is, you know, everyone knows about this.
landed in Homenhon Island, located in the eastern Visayas region of eastern Samar. Magellan was a Portuguese explorer leading a Spanish fleet,
Right, and he actually died there.
marking the beginning of the Hispanic colonization of the archipelago.
Yeah, it went on for like 700 years. I'm pretty sure 700. I'm pretty sure it's like 500 years that the Spanish colonization, you know, or Spanish colonization, which is like there's a lot of time of Spanish
Europeans
colonization.
arriving in a faraway land? I don't know, sounds sketchy. You know what they're like.
Number 11. Oh damn, it's your boy! A few years later, in 1543, the Spanish explorer Ruy López de Villalobos dubbed the archipelago Las Islas Filipinas in honor of Philip II of Spain.
Yeah, Philip II. Because I don't know what it was. It was either King of Spain. It's something about him.
And the name stuck. Interestingly, Philip II was the Spanish king who sent the Spanish Armada to
he is
conquer
a king.
England in the name of Catholicism. Didn't work well for you though, did it, Phil? Number 12. The Philippines ultimately became part of the Spanish Empire for more than 300 years,
Oh, 300. Oh, yeah, it was 300. Oh, I'm not good. Not good. I knew it was a long time, but not 500. It was 300. I am bad. Alright.
resulting in Catholicism becoming the fledgling nation's dominant religion,
A lot of
which it
people are
remains to this day.
Catholic.
However, the Philippines is officially secular, with the separation of church and state specifically outlined in the Philippine Constitution.
Alright.
Number 13. Regardless, the nation's highly Catholic society makes the Philippines one of only two predominantly Christian nations in Southeast Asia, the other being the tiny super Catholic nation of East Timor. Number 14.
Timor-Leste is a Catholic, mostly Catholic country. I never knew that.
During this time, Manila became a trade hub that connected the West to Asia via a trans-Pacific trade route used by large trade boats
there's
called
a
Manila
lot of trade
galleons, which
routes
did lots
to
of
Manila.
trade. The route connected Manila with Acapulco in the Americas, taking spices, silk,
Alright.
porcelain, and gold to the New World in exchange for delicious Mexican silver.
Alright.
Number 15. Against a backdrop of increasing indigenous rebellion in the form of the Philippine Revolution, Spain ceded the Philippines to the United States in 1898 as part of the settlement of the Spanish-American
Yes, the Spanish-American War. We got dealt to the United States of America, and after that it was World War II. We're still in the United States of America's hands, and then after some time, Japan got into it and got us, and death marched Americans and Filipinos, and then the Americans said, "Hey, let's bomb Japan," and then they bombed it, and then they took back the Philippines, and then they gave us our independence on July the 4th of 1947, 1948. It was July the 4th. I don't know why they granted us our independence on their Independence Day. Probably because they wanted us to celebrate it on July the 4th, but they didn't stay. We set the Independence Day on the day that we were dealt to the U.S. because the U.S. were pretty good to us, but not the Spanish. Not the Spanish.
War. It was all kicking off, basically.
Put all of this in, Leaf. Number 16. In response, Filipino nationalists established the first Philippine Republic on the 1st of January 1899. But the United States refused to recognize it.
Yeah.
Little over a month later, the Philippine Republic declared war on the United States, and the subsequent fighting became known by various names, such as the Filipino-American War and the Philippine Insurrection. Hostilities ended on the 23rd of
I'm saying that the Americans were nicer than the Spanish. Not at all nice. Not nice. Because we granted war on them. We declared war on them. Not them declaring war on us. We declared war on them. So it's probably our fault. But we still had our independence though.
March 1901, with the capture of Philippine President Emilio Aguinaldo, ending the...
Well, that was a fun 2 years, boys. Back to some more colonial oppression. Oh, that's how he was. Oh yeah, he was still reigning back then. That's why he only ran for 2 years.
First Philippine Republic. Number 17. Aside from a brief period of Japanese occupation during the Second World War, the United States retained sovereignty over the islands until 1946, when the Philippines was
July 4th, 1946, alright.
finally recognized as an independent nation. With this, the Philippines became the very first country in Southeast Asia to get independence after the Second World War. Number 18. In 1965, however, a charismatic former lawyer by the name of Ferdinand
Oh no, this is a dictatorship. Alright, if you don't know, this is a dictatorship. That's why, alright? That's why I'm recording this day. That's why we have no classes. That's why we have no classes. He ran for like 20 years. And then we said, oh, I don't like you. So that's why. On February the 25th, 1985, because he declared martial law, and then we said, hey, we don't like you. We declared People Power Revolution 1, not to be confused with 2, and then we said, go to Hawaii. He went to Hawaii, and then he left the chair of the president to someone else, and then the Achinos ran the town, and that's why there is no classes on this day. This is,
Marcos was elected president, running on a now hilariously ominous slogan of "This nation can be great again." Though initially popular, public opinion began...
Picture public opinion turning in a major way. Yeah, he was disliked. That's why we call him a dictator. You know, now his daughter, I'm pretty sure, is now a senator. So, did it come back? I don't know.
Had to turn against him and his infamously shoe-hungry wife, Imelda Marcos, owing to widespread poverty, rising inflation, rising crime, and a whole lot of corruption. Number 19. Since the Constitution prevented him from serving a third term, in 1972...
Yeah, he ran for like 20 years, and he was president for like 20 years, and we didn't like it. We didn't like it, alright? When he declared martial law, Congress was not there anymore. The whole Congress, the senators were not there. They couldn't take power. Senators didn't have power. Congress didn't have power. So why would he... So he just deleted, he just said, oh no. Congress, no power. Senators, no power. This is all my power. And you know what happened.
Marcos declared martial law in order to remain in power. A national curfew was imposed, press freedom was curtailed, international travel was banned, and an estimated 50,000...
International travel was banned? I never knew that. International travel was banned. Oh,
opponents of Marcos were jailed, exiled, or killed. Number 20. Following rigged elections and the murder of one of his main political opponents, Benigno Aquino Jr.,
he assassinated that guy. because that guy is the husband of who would be president of after Marcos, and then like 30 years later, his son got into the position, and now Aquino's
Rise of the non-violent People Power Revolution eventually forced
People
Marcos
Power
to
Revolution.
flee from the Philippines
Yeah.
in 1986, finally
Hawaii.
ending his
1986, 21 years. Wow.
21-year-long totalitarian.
Well, that was only 20 years. It's 21. He died of sickness like 20 years later. 20 years, 10 years later, he died of sickness. That's
regime. Marcos died in 1989 in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Oh, 1989. It was very recent. So no, not very recent now, but it was near when he did not get power. Yeah, Honolulu, Hawaii, in the United States. 3 years after, so I was like 10.
Number 21. Despite dying in 1989, Marcos wasn't buried until 2016, over 27 years later. Furious debates over whether Marcos deserved to be interred into the National Heroes Cemetery.
Heroes? Oh yeah, he was the National Heroes Cemetery. It was bad. There was a lot of controversy. Where's Marcos gonna go? Why did we bury him in the National Heroes? It doesn't make sense. Why would he be? There was a lot of debate, and then the Congress got into it, and then they held like a vote if where he would go, and the president voted Marcos to be in the National Heroes Cemetery. That's very bad. Why did we put him there? He was a dictator, right?
Prevented his burial for years, and for a long period of time his body was preserved in a glass coffin inside a refrigerated crypt in the northern province of Ilocos Norte. He was
It was wax, right? It was wax. When that thing was there, it was wax. It was not actually his real body. It was wax. I know. There's a lot of controversy going there. Imelda, just hid it from everybody. I'm pretty sure it was wax.
finally buried on the 18th of November 2016, to much protest and outrage from those who understandably consider him a dictator, not a hero.
Yes.
Do you think Marcos should have been buried in the Heroes Cemetery?
No,
Let us know
definitely
in our
not.
temporarily very political
Definitely.
YouTube
Should Marcos have been buried in the cemetery? Oh no, he was a butthole. Alright, everybody that was the 19% that yeah he was important. You are not good. Alright.
Paul. Number 22.
This is also gonna be my longest video ever. We're already 17 minutes into it. Wow.
Since the death of Marcos, the Philippines has seen several presidents come and go. Benigno Aquino III, who served as the 15th president of the Philippines from 2010 to 2016, is
Alright,
nicknamed
yes.
Noy Noy.
Noy
Not
Noy,
only that,
yeah.
his four sisters are also known by nicknames: Veal, Chris, Pinky, and unfortunately, Ballsy. Number 23. The current president is Rodrigo Duterte, who was elected on the promise that he would reduce crime simply by killing tens of thousands of criminals.
Oh well, that kind of worked, but definitely did not.
Duterte has repeatedly claimed that he personally killed 3 people accused of kidnapping and rape while serving as the mayor of Davao City in Mindanao.
That did not really work. That did not really work.
Despite earlier statements from representatives that he shouldn't be taken literally. Number 24.
no.
Sadly, the Philippines continues to struggle with political violence even in the 21st
Yeah.
century. In fact, there have been over 1,200 political assassinations in the Philippines since 2001. Number 25.
1,200 political assassinations since 2001? I never knew about that.
The flag of the Philippines is made up of 2 equally sized bands of royal blue and scarlet, with a white triangle on the hoist side containing several stylized stars. The flag also has a unique feature, as it is flown with the blue band at the top during peacetime and with the
Yes.
red band at the top.
When we go to war, this is a flag that you see. Because this resembles toughness and, toughness, everything about toughness. You're tough, you know what to do. Yeah, it's all about the military stuff right here. This is about peace stuff. We put the military stuff when we're at war and the peace stuff when we are at peace.
When the country is at war.
And now it's time for your boy Leaf. Actually, I'm going to tag in for this one, and it's going to be Milo now for number 26. The Taal volcano on the Philippine island of Luzon is one of the...
Now that just exploded like a month ago. All right, that just exploded like a month ago and changed a lot of people's lives. One day we were actually not. We actually had no classes because of ashfall of that volcano. But there are not really any ashfall here. So, yeah, I know what I'm looking to. So ashfall, alright, it's done.
The world's 17 anonymously named decade volcanoes. These angry lava-shooting hills
Decade volcanoes. Well, it's exploded. It exploded. It's not really a decade.
are being specifically monitored based on their history of large, destructive eruptions and proximity to highly populated areas.
Well, that was weird.
Coming for you. Ah! Hashtag bring back Sam.
Number 27. Taal is also notable for its physical geography, as it is located inside a lake on the main Philippine island of Luzon. In addition, the volcano's caldera contains a lake, inside of which sits a small island called Vulcan Point. This makes Vulcan Point the world's largest island in a lake on an island, lake on an island. Number 28. When Mount Pinatubo on the Philippine island of Luzon erupted on the 15th of June
when it erupted, it caused chaos. Alright.
1991, the volcano ejected 10 billion metric tons of magma. It was bad, basically.
Very
However,
bad.
luckily, early detection of the eruption enabled the evacuation of tens of thousands of people, saving numerous lives.
My dad said that when it erupted, when it was like 12 p.m. when it erupted, the ashfall was so bad that when it was 12 p.m. it looked like midnight. That
Number
was so
29.
bad.
In addition, roughly 20 million tons of sulfur dioxide was ejected into the atmosphere. Over several months, this cloud of toxic gas spread all over the planet and was so significant that it actually caused average global temperatures to drop by half a degree Celsius. Number 30. In the Philippine island province of Camiguin, there are 5 main towns and more than 10 volcanoes, the largest concentration of volcanoes per square kilometer in
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that is pretty true. That is pretty true.
the world.
Number 31. The Philippines typically experience 5 earthquakes of moderate magnitude every year, 7 earthquakes of major magnitude every 10 years, and 1 large magnitude earthquake also every 10 years. It's a very wobbly country, basically.
Very
Number
well
32.
country.
The Philippine island of Palawan is well known for its jaw-dropping natural beauty, but it's also the location of an 8.2 kilometer long underground river, making it the longest in the world. At least it was until divers discovered a subterranean stream in Mexico that measures roughly 10 kilometers in length.
How?
God damn you, Mexico. Like, we can't have nice things, Mexico. Oh my god, it's number 33. The Philippine Trench, located to the east of the Mindanao Island in the Pacific Ocean, is the 3rd deepest spot under the world's oceans after the Mariana Trench and the Tonga Trench. It stretches down around 6.5 miles deep, which is almost as
I didn't know
deep
we had a trench. I never knew that.
as Sam's unerring love for Jennifer Lawrence. Sam, it's creepy. Please stop. Number 34. The rice terrace of the Philippine Cordilleras are a UNESCO World Heritage Site and are reportedly around 2,000 years old, though there are conflicting studies that suggest they may be considerably younger than that. Regardless, the terraces are staggeringly beautiful and are often referred to as the 8th wonder of the world.
Yeah.
Number 35.
Number 35.
The national symbol of the Philippines is a Philippine eagle, which is the largest eagle species by length and wing size. Declared the national bird of the Philippines in 1995, the Philippine eagle is also known as the monkey-eating eagle, due to the largely incorrect belief that they eat monkeys. It is also critically endangered, and as such...
That was true that they actually eat monkeys. It's incorrect? Wow.
Killing one is punishable by 12 years in jail.
Yeah.
Number 36.
They're very endangered, very endangered. Just a few in the Philippines right now, like 50? Maybe if we kill one, they're gonna go to jail for a long time.
The Philippines has the highest rate of discovery of new animal species on the planet. In fact, 16 new species of mammals have been discovered in the last 10 years alone. That's a lot of mammals. There's too many mammals. Number 37. The Philippines is home to the endemic Philippine mouse deer, the world's smallest hoofed animal. Known locally as the pilundok, this darling little bundle of fragile sweetness stands about 40 adorable centimeters or 16 precious little inches tall at shoulder level. Look at its little hoofs. Oh! Number 38. The Philippines and its neighbour Indonesia are the only places on Earth other than the Americas where skunks can be found. In this part of the world, they're called stink badgers, as they were once
There were skunks in the Philippines? Never knew that. I never knew that, actually.
incorrectly thought to be more closely related to badgers than skunks. Number 39. Gollum suluensis, a species of shark discovered off Palawan Island in the western Philippines, gets its name from Gollum, the wretched, emaciated character from the legendarium of J.R.R. Tolkien, who was corrupted by the One Ring created by the Dark Lord Sauron. You'll know all about this because you've no doubt already watched 101 Facts About Middle-earth and the Lord of the Rings, right? Right?
No.
Number 40. Apparently, the offspring of a zebra and a donkey, variously known as a zonky, zebronki, or zedronk, was first bred in Manila Zoo all the way back in 1962. Get down with your bad self, zebronki.
Wow.
Number 41. Over 900 species of orchids grow in the Philippines.
I don't know how they find like exactly 101 facts. It probably takes a long time to find those amount of facts in about the Philippines.
Something you know now. Let's hope it didn't replace anything important. The meaning of life. As of
Panic.
2015, the Philippines has a population of at least 100 million
Yes,
people,
100 million
each
people.
with their own thoughts, feelings, dreams, and aspirations. As such, the country is the 8th most populated country in Asia and the 12th
Alright.
most populated country on Earth. Number 43.
Number
Interestingly,
43.
depending on your definition of the word, roughly 10 million additional Filipino people live overseas, forming one of the world's largest diasporas. In the
Yeah.
United States of America, for example, Filipinos are the second largest Asian American group, second only to the Chinese. Number 44.
Number 44.
In fact, the Philippines is the world's largest supplier of nurses,
Yes.
with about a quarter of all overseas nurses coming from the country. Thanks for the
There's a
medical
lot
help,
of nurses.
Philippines.
A
We
lot of
promise
nurses.
never to film ourselves riding a BMX off a balcony and onto a trampoline and into an above-ground pool ever again. Promise. Number 45. There are roughly 170 individual languages spoken in the Philippines,
170,
including cool-sounding
yeah.
languages like Ilocano, Cebuano, and
Alright.
Waray. English and
Nakaintindi.
Filipino,
Kung
the
ano ang
standardized form of the Austronesian language of Tagalog, are the country's two official languages.
Yeah.
Number 46.
46.
The term Tagalog is derived from the phrase Tagailog, which means from the river.
From
Oh,
the-
that was a nice quick fact. Nice, streamlined, easy to edit.
Yeah.
Number 47. There is a
47.
variant of Tagalog known as Konyo that is generally used by upper-class youths in and around Manila. As such, the term Konyo is often used to refer to those entitled rich kids themselves, apparently deliberately, as the word originates from the Spanish word coño, which is, a very bad word for female genitalia. Number
I didn't
40.
know about that.
According to the latest census, at least 52 million people in the Philippines speak English, making it the 5th largest
I am
English-speaking nation
I am
behind the
one.
US, India, Pakistan,
I
and the
am one.
UK.
I am-
Number 49.
I am one.
The capital city of the Philippines is Manila, located in the northern region of Luzon. The city was founded on the 24th of June 1571 by a Spanish
1571.
conquistador called Miguel Lopez de Legazpi and has a fairly small population of about 1,780,000 people. However,
That's a lot of
number
people.
50. According to the
people.
UN, Manila is the most densely populated city in the
Yeah.
world with over 46,000 people per square mile. It really depends on who you ask, however, as different sources use different parameters to get different results. Basically,
Alright.
truth is an illusion and everything is meaningless.
Number 51. Manila was
Number
named after the
51.
white flowers that grow on mangrove trees, the Nilad, or Scythophora hydrophalacia if you're a scientist or just a tedious knob. The phrase
Alright.
Maylinad translates to there are Nilad there. Number 52. The first Filipino saint came from Manila. Named Lorenzo Ruiz, he was executed in Japan for refusing to renounce his Christianity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, priests were even saying that they were not Christian, but he was the only one that said he was Christian, and the Japanese told him. Was it? Yeah, it was Japanese. Japanese told him, "Are you Christian?" Yes. Are you Christian? Yes, and they executed him immediately.
Despite having been brutally tortured. As such, Ruiz is also the patron saint of the Philippines. Number 53. The southernmost district of the city of Manila is called Malate, which is thought to be a corruption of the Tagalog word malate, meaning salty, which was, incidentally, my nickname at school. Don't ask.
Why did they say?
No, seriously,
Wait,
don't.
Salty. Malate.
Just forget about it, alright? Number 54. When viewed from
Alright.
above, Manila's City Hall looks like a coffin. It was designed to look
Yeah.
like a shield of the Knights Templar emblazoned with a cross to symbolize the protection of the country under the Roman Catholic Church. But no, that's a coffin. That just looks exactly like a coffin. That's what that is. Number 55.
Alright,
Being in such close
55.
proximity to China has obviously had a profound effect on the Philippines.
Yeah.
Unsurprisingly, Manila's Chinatown dates back to the 16th century, making it the
Chinatown. I've been to Chinatown before. It's Chinatown, alright? It's Chinatown. I've been to Chinatown before, like 2 months ago. And it's just the same. It's the same as the Philippines, you know? Chinatown, Philippines is the same. You know, I didn't really see any change to Chinatown.
oldest Chinatown in the world, not including actual Chinese towns.
56. While promoting the film Brokedown Palace in 1998, American actress Claire Danes described Manila, in which the production filmed for several months, as a ghastly and weird city. She went on to say that Manila
Come on, that's probably why we hate her. But I didn't even know who this is, so. I don't know.
smelled of cockroaches with rats all over, and that there is no sewage system and the people do not have anything.
Then change it. You have money, alright. You have money, Claire Danes. You'd probably change it. You could probably fund like donations. You could probably donate to the people in Manila that are living with the rats, cockroaches, and no plumbing, no sewers. Alright, Claire Danes. You look like Claire Danes.
No arms, no legs, no eyes. In response, Manila's city council voted to declare Danes persona non grata and banned all of her movies from being shown in the city.
Oh,
Number
yeah.
57.
Alright.
Tomas Claudio Street in Manila was named after the first Filipino victim of the First World War. Claudio moved to the United States as a young man in search of a better life before deciding to enlist in the US Army in 1917. The following year he died a month after being wounded whilst fighting in Europe. The Philippine government later decided to name one of the streets in Manila in his honour. Number 58.
That's very
But enough
sad.
about the apparently ghastly and weird city of Manila. The country's most populous city is Quezon City, with a population of 2,761,720 people, over 1 million more than Manila. Quezon City
There are a lot of people in Quezon.
actually was the nation's capital between 1948 and 1976, when it was moved to Manila. Number
I
59.
didn't know that.
Marikina City
Teaching
in
me
Luzon
facts.
is often called the shoe capital of the Philippines,
shoe
owing to its large shoe industry.
Yeah. The largest shoe in the world is there.
The area doubled down on this reputation in 2002 with the construction of the world's largest pair of shoes. The beefy brogues measure at over 5 meters long, almost 2.5 meters wide, and 2 meters high. Number 60. Really makes sense,
Number
but you do
60.
what you like, Chris. Canlaon City, located on the Philippine island of Jacob, I can't say it.
Negros. You can still say it, alright? It doesn't offend people. When I say it doesn't offend people, alright? Doesn't offend people.
Negros is home to the Wonder Tree of Canlaon, a massive tree that is estimated to be around 1,330 years old.
I've been to one of those trees, not in Negros, but I've been one in Belair. It was pretty huge. You can actually go inside it, but I really wanted to, but my parents will say no. So, yeah.
Number 61.
61.
Often considered the unofficial national dish of the Philippines.
Adobo.
Adobo is a dark stew of
Yeah.
chicken and or
Adobo.
pork cooked in soy sauce, vinegar, crushed garlic, bay leaf, and black peppercorns. The flavor is so popular that you can buy adobo flavored varieties of Filipino snack foods
Yeah.
such as nuts, chips,
Yeah.
noodle soups, and
Yeah.
corn crackers.
Yes.
Number 62.
Number 62.
One of the most interesting Philippine dishes is balut. And by
Balut.
interesting, I mean deeply unappetizing.
Pretty good. It is an embryo of a duck egg, you know? It's very good. If you put it with salt, it's pretty good.
And frankly unsettling. Very simply, balut is a boiled fertilized duck egg with a half-developed bird embryo inside. It is said to be an
It's so
aphrodisiac, which is incorrect. Number 63.
It's pretty good.
Other unique Filipino dishes include camaro,
It's not a car, just I just couldn't find it. Love Chris. Camera.
Which are field crickets fried in soy sauce, vinegar, and sugar.
Oh, I've never seen that. I would volunteer to eat that if it's like fried or cooked. If it's boiled, then nah. But if it's fried, I'm gonna eat that.
Papatin, a stew made from goat or cow innards, flavored with the animal's own bile. And soup number 5. A soup made out of the testicles and penis of a bull, which again is considered an aphrodisiac.
I would eat all of those. Alright? I would eat all of those. If I saw it, I'd still eat it.
For
Alright.
some strange, unknown reason. Nintendo 64.
Nintendo
Owing to
64,
the shortage of tomatoes during the Second World War, the Philippines has a ketchup alternative made with, prepare yourself, bananas.
Yes.
Bananas.
Banana
The
ketchup
sauce
is pretty
isn't
good.
naturally red, so it is dyed to match ketchup's traditional crimson hue. At number 65.
65.
It has been estimated that Filipinos send about 400 million text messages every
400
day,
billion
adding up
text
to roughly
messages.
142 billion texts per year. That's more than the
That's pretty
total
true.
number of daily text messages sent in the US and Europe combined. As such, the Philippines
Wow.
is now known as the text messaging capital of the world.
Of the world.
Number 66.
66.
In 2014, Time magazine ranked Makati, a city in the Manila metropolitan area,
Yeah.
as the selfie capital of the world.
Selfie capital
Yes,
of the
it is
world.
apparently Filipinos that struggle the most with the trappings of modern vanity. 'Tis folly, I say. Folly! Number 67.
67.
In rural parts of the Philippines, most women give birth at home. A local custom
Yeah.
involves burying the baby's placenta beneath the house, often along with an object that symbolizes what the parents hope the child will grow up to be. In urban areas,
Alright.
however, this practice is prohibited by the health authorities, because you are literally burying bio-waste underneath your house. Number 68.
60.
Mature members of the Bagobo, the largest indigenous group in the country, are known to practice tooth sharpening, in which a file is used to grind their pearly whites to a point. The group also blacken their teeth using burnt plant matter, as black pointy teeth are a sign of beauty. Obviously.
Oh no.
Number 69.
69.
Not to people who are
Alright.
willing to waste perfectly good military hardware, the people of the Philippines repurposed thousands of army jeeps that the
Jeepneys.
US military left
Yes.
behind after the Second World
Jeepneys.
War and turned them into public transportation vehicles.
Yeah, that thing. That thing. I've only ridden it once in my life, and it's a big smoke. It's big pollution. It's very big on the Philippines pollution. All right, it's out a lot of smoke. So so the government are trying to give people alternatives, like electric, like jeepneys. As I was saying, it may not look like it, but I just had lunch. So, yeah. As I was saying, the government is trying to replace these jeepneys for electric ones with like Wi-Fi and air conditioning stuff. So, because it's a big pollution thing, you know.
Vehicles called jeepneys. Modern versions of the jeepney can accommodate up to 18 people and are often creatively adorned in vivid and colourful kitsch designs, including paintings of basketball stars, cartoon characters, religious sayings, and even flashing neon lights. There are roughly 50,000 jeepneys operating in Manila alone.
50,000 in Manila alone? Wow.
Number 70. In fact, Filipinos are so proud of their jeepneys that they even sent one to be exhibited at the Philippine Pavilion at the 1964 New York World's Fair to stand as a national image of the Filipino people.
Number
Did it
71.
win? I don't know.
Filipinos are known to observe an extremely long Christmas season, beginning with
Yeah, extremely long, beginning from September to January.
the playing of carols in September and ending for most people on the 6th of January with the Feast of the Three Kings. Around 4 months in total. This makes it the
Yeah.
longest Christmas season in the world.
Definitely.
Number 72. As part of the festivities, Filipinos often celebrate Simbang Gabi, or Night Mass.
Simbang Gabi. That's when we go in like how many? Like midnight or at night when we go to mass, and when we go to mass, and then when we go to mass, yeah, when we go to mass at like late in the morning, about 10 times, 10 times. I don't know how many
where
times.
devoted Catholics attend 9 dawn
Oh, 9.
services in a row leading up to Christmas Eve.
9.
If a person attends all 9 masses, it is said their wish will be granted. But with services beginning as early as 4 a.m, the holiday conflicts with my personal belief to not wake up that early in my life ever. It's what Jesus would have wanted. Number 73.
Alright.
Another notable Philippine holiday is the Day of Valor, which honours those who fought during the Battle of Bataan in the Second World War. After the battle, approximately
alright.
75,000 Filipino and American troops were forced by the Japanese to march over 100 kilometers to prisoner camps. Thousands died of exhaustion, starvation, or execution. Number 74. There is a figure in Filipino folklore known as the... Really? You want me to say that? Oh, as
Aswang. There we
Aswang.
go.
A mythical,
Aswang.
shape-shifting evil spirit that combines
Yeah.
traits of vampires, witches, and ghouls.
That's very bad. We have very special beliefs. And, you know, people think it's true, people think it's not.
The Aswang is said to eat fetuses and small children, favouring their hearts and livers, presumably because the internal organs of the young are particularly delicious. Number 75. Basketball is the most
basketball.
popular sport in the Philippines.
Yeah.
The Philippines Basketball Association is the
PBA.
first and oldest league in Asia, and the second oldest in the world, after the National Basketball Association in the United States.
Yeah.
Number 76.
76.
Though cockfighting
alright.
has long been abolished in many nations, it is still very popular in the Philippines.
Yeah.
In fact, the country is home to a huge cockfighting competition known as the World Slasher Cup, staged in Manila's Araneta Coliseum. That is not good. That's not good. Number 77. Spider fighting in the Philippines is extremely popular with young people who will even store multiple spiders in matchbox stables.
People that actually go out of the house.
Apparently, the Filipino youth are too good for Pokemon Go.
Not people that are just staying on social media for like 5 hours. Actually, more than that, 12 hours.
Snobs, a lot of them. Number 78. Filipinos love a good shopping mall, or shopping centre as we daintily call them here in jolly old England. In fact, the Philippines is home to 3 of the 10 largest shopping malls in the world.
I'm gonna name them. SM City North EDSA, SM City Mega Mall, and SM Mall of Asia.
Number 79. The Philippines
Didn't
is the
even
world's
name them.
largest exporter of coconuts and tropical fruits, such as papaya.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Indonesia passed us, which is a shame. But it's still second, you know.
And
always
mangosteen. Mangosteen, which I now understand is not named after nor in any way related to Bruce Springsteen, has been cultivated in Southeast Asia for thousands of years. Number 80. Very real first names that very real Filipino parents chose for their very real Filipino children include Bing, Bong,
Yeah, that's... Yeah, alright.
Bambi,
Yeah.
Joker,
Yeah. Joker? Joker? Bambi, maybe. Joker, no. There's no one named Joker in the Philippines.
Honey Boy,
What?
Girly,
Girly, alright. Peanut,
Peanuts,
maybe. Maybe. Wait. Why is Canada? Is that Justin Trudeau? I don't know. Is that the Prime Minister of Canada?
and Bum Bum. These aren't especially gendered either. You genuinely may bump into middle-aged men called Babe.
Number 81. The modern yo-yo was invented by a Filipino-American by the name of Pedro Flores. In fact, the word yo-yo comes from yo-yo, which means come back in Ilocano, the third most widely spoken native language in the Philippines. Number 82.
82?
The antibiotic erythromycin, an important antibiotic widely used to treat chest infection, was discovered by a Filipino physician named Abelardo Aguilar in 1949. Erythromycin is especially useful for people who are allergic to penicillin and has saved millions of lives. Good work, buddy.
Alright.
Number 83.
83.
The University of Santo Tomas in Manila was founded
UST.
by Dominican monks in 1611. That makes it older than America's Harvard University, which was not founded until 1636.
Oh.
Number 84.
We have
In
old
terms of
universities
student
here.
population, the University of Santo Tomas
UST, that sign is very popular.
is also the world's largest Catholic university in a single campus. Mazel tov. Am I using that right? Number 85.
85.
During his visit to the Philippines in
Alright.
2015, the concluding mass given by Pope Francis in Manila's Luneta Park on the 18th of January was attended by an estimated 6 million Filipinos.
6 million people. All of those 6 million people are Christian, Catholic. You know, there's no one there that is not Christian or Catholic, because it's Pope Francis. We are like one of the largest Catholic countries in the world, and you have the leader of the church right there in front of us. So we're definitely gonna go.
Filipinos. This became the largest ever papal gathering in history, surpassing a record set by Pope John Paul II during World Youth Day in 1995, which was also held in Luneta Park.
Number 86. Contestants from the Philippines have won numerous major international beauty pageant titles. 3 for Miss Universe, 6 for Miss International.
Actually 4 now, 4. Because Catriona Gray is 1.
1 for Miss World and 5 for Miss Earth titles.
Oh,
making it
that's
the
Catriona
second
Gray right
6 for Miss
there.
International, 1 for Miss World and
She was Miss World. Catriona Gray was Miss World, but now she's Miss Universe. Actually, South Africa is.
5 for Miss Earth titles, making it the second most successful nation behind the apparent stunners from Venezuela.
Venezuela?
Number
Really?
87.
Venezuela.
In 1992, Pepsi decided to
the
combat
most
low
successful.
sales with a promotion they dubbed Number Fever, in which numbers printed on the inside of bottle caps corresponded to cash rewards. At the
Yeah, when everybody bought them. When those things were happening, everybody bought them, alright? When you would buy things and then you would open them, see what your cash prize is. Maybe you have it prized, and there are like commercials like, buy this, you're probably gonna get like 100,000 pesos in Philippine pesos, and people were like storming to buy them.
campaign's conclusion, the company announced that the grand prize of 1 million pesos would be awarded to whomever found a cap emblazoned with the number 349, of which only 1 would be released. However, due to a third-party manufacturing error, instead of producing a single 349 bottle cap, Pepsi ended up with over 800,000 of them.
Oh,
Number 88.
my
Initially, Pepsi denied responsibility for the mistake and refused to pay up, which unsurprisingly sparked widespread outrage in the form of lawsuits, property damage, and even riots. The violence was so severe that several people
No, this is a different protest, but you get the idea, yeah.
lost their lives. Pepsi ultimately spent over 200 million Philippine pesos in settlements, not to mention the
It wouldn't be the last time Pepsi pissed people off. Yeah, Kylie Jenner with the Pepsi.
cost of the damage to their reputation. Number 89.
89.
A less upsetting cola-based Philippine fact regards Jazz Cola, a brand of soft drink produced by Pepsi rivals Coca-Cola exclusively for the Philippine market. The drink is available only in the Philippines and is in fact specifically targeted at consumers in the Visayas region in the middle of the country. Some sources have reported that Jazz Cola fuels Visayan pride among its teen consumers. Number
Alright.
90.
Number 90.
In 1977, the entirety of Calauit Island in the western Philippines was declared to be a wildlife sanctuary and game reserve by the Marcos administration to save endangered animals in Kenya, Africa. The sanctuary contains both African and endemic Philippine wildlife, such as zebras, giraffes, gazelles, sea turtles, and Palawan peacock
Wow.
pheasants.
Number
Why
91.
did not?
In 2011,
Why is it not there anymore? Dwarves of the Philippines plan to build colony where they could. What?
a group of Filipino dwarves led by Alejandro de Ron Jr. announced their plan to establish the country's
Alright.
first colony for little people, in order to escape daily harassment and discrimination. At the time, de
Alright.
Ron was a 35-year-old bartender working at the Hobbit House, the country's only
Yeah.
restaurant run entirely by little people. Number 92.
92.
Back when the area now known as Texas was under Spanish colonial rule, it was also known as Nuevas Filipinas, or Nuevo Reino de Filipinas, respectively
Alright.
translating to New Philippines and New Kingdom of the Philippines.
New Kingdom of the
Eventually the name was
Philippines.
dropped in favor of just Texas, because everything is bigger in Texas, except the names of things. Number 93.
93.
On the 5th of December 1965, a 1 megaton nuclear bomb fell into the Philippine Sea close to Japan, when the attack jet to which it was attached accidentally fell off the carrier. The pilot, aircraft, and the nuclear bomb were never recovered. And it wasn't until 1989 that the Pentagon revealed that this had even happened. Number 94.
Oh,
There's a popular
94.
souvenir that tourists can purchase in the Philippines known as a barrel man, which consists of a small
Yeah,
statuette of a
when
man
it
stood
take
inside
that
a
off,
round
it
wooden
shows
barrel.
his-
When the barrel is removed, the male figure inside is exposed, revealing a side-splittingly hilarious erection.
Yeah.
Oh, how we laughed. How we laughed. Number 95.
95.
The Cagayan battles of 1582, which occurred in northern Luzon, are the only recorded battles known to have involved European infantry fighting against samurai warriors.
Number
Wow.
96.
96.
Every nation in the world except the Philippines and the strange, tiny Catholic city-state of Vatican City allow for some form of divorce. Though Muslims in the Philippines do have the right to divorce in accordance with their religion,
Yeah, we
the
don't
only
allow
option
divorce.
available to most Filipinos who can't bear the sight of their former loved one is annulment. As such, the Philippines is the only UN nation in which divorce is generally illegal. Number 97. The
97.
Philippines accounts for roughly 43% of the planet's gin consumption. That's gin credible. What? It's
Gin.
fact number 97. It's not all going to be
Alright.
gold, okay? Number 98.
98.
In 1844, the Philippines moved from one side of the international date line to the other, which had the curious effect of completely eliminating the 31st of December 1844 from the history of the Philippines.
Yeah.
Number 99.
I never knew that.
According to a study carried out in 2013, 85% of people in the Philippines have a favourable view of the United States. Hilariously, the study found that 84% of Americans have a favourable view of their own country, making the Philippines the most pro-American country in the world, more so than America itself.
Wow.
Number 100.
Number
On the
100.
4th of May 2006, 3,738 women in Manila set the world record for the most women simultaneously breastfeeding. Muzzle tough! I don't know, I still feel like I'm not using
Oh
it right.
my.
Hey babies, it's fact 101.
You really have
That's
Guinness World
exciting,
Records.
isn't it?
They really have.
In
very
August
weird
of
Guinness World
2016,
Records.
it was discovered that a Filipino fisherman had found the world's largest natural pearl and had kept it under his bed for 10 years entirely unaware of its
years.
worth. Now known
Oh
as the
my.
Pearl of Puerto, the pearl weighs in at a
It's 100
staggering 34
Oh
kilograms.
my.
So that was 101.
So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Of course, enjoy this long video. Of course, peace out, peace. Peace.